Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello and welcome to a new program of That's English. In today's documentary, we're going to talk about the British political system.
I'd love to be the Speaker of the House of Lords.
¿Tú presidente de la Cámara de los Lores? Oh, come on, Gary. I can't imagine you going about in a cloak and a wig.
Is it because I haven't got a title, Sarah?
Title here means título nobiliario, and speaker means presidente. These are some of the new words you will hear in the documentary.
Other new words are speech, que significa discurso.
Head in our documentary means presidente, presidente de gobierno o presidente del Estado.
Expertise, which means conocimientos especializados. Expertise.
Bill, which in our documentary means un proyecto de ley, and act, que es la ley una vez aprobada.
And these are the questions you'll have to answer after watching the documentary. Which is the most peculiar aspect of the British political system?
The second question, why is the opening of Parliament done in the House of Lords? House here means Cámara.
And which of the two houses has more legislative power?
Are you ready to watch a documentary on the British political system?
Let's watch it. Why not? This beautiful building on the bank of the River Thames is the British Parliament. It's called the Houses of Parliament.
Inside the building, we can find the House of Commons, whose members are democratically elected by the people. And the House of Lords. The members of this house are people with titles, some of which are hereditary.
The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is a parliamentary monarchy. The Queen is the head of state, and the Prime Minister is the head of government.
The British political system has some peculiarities. One of the most important is that there isn't a written constitution, and Parliament can pass or abolish any law.
I refer the honourable gentleman to the reply I gave some moments ago.
Number 8, please, Madam Speaker.
I refer my honourable friend to the reply I gave some moments ago.
Hello. Would my right honourable friend agree with me?
This results, on certain occasions, if not today, in very strong parliamentary debates.
As there isn't a written constitution, traditions are of great importance, as is the case with the old ceremony of the state opening of Parliament.
The Queen is not allowed into the House of Commons, so she calls the members of this House to go to the House of Lords.
The Commons close their doors to the Queen's messenger to show their independence.
Madam Speaker, the Queen commands this Honourable House to attend on Her Majesty immediately in the House of Peers.
And when the members of the House of Commons are in the House of Lords, the Queen reads the opening speech. This is the Lord Chancellor, the Speaker of the House of Lords. We were curious about this typically British institution, so we asked the Lord Chancellor if the House of Lords has any legislative power.
It has, but ultimately, the ultimate legislative power is with the House of Commons, because if the Lords refuse to pass a bill, ultimately the House of Commons can force the bill through after a time.
Could a person without a title become a member of the House of Lords?
No, he or she becomes a member of the House of Lords on obtaining the title. Title and membership are coincident.
The Lord Chancellor is a very kind man who showed us his office and some cherished personal objects. He also explained to us how the House of Lords contributes to the government of the country.
Well, I think it offers a range of expertise which is important in deciding on the terms of legislation, and it offers people who have no dependence on the government of the day for their position, because once in the Lords, you're in the Lords, apart from the bishops, you're in the Lords for life, and so far as the bishops are concerned, once they're appointed, they're there for the duration of their appointment. So nobody can remove them or influence them, and this gives a very independent House of Lords, although the ultimate control is with the democratically elected Commons Chamber.
Did you like the documentary? Let's see if you got the right answers to the questions. The first question was, which is the most peculiar aspect of the British political system? One of the most important is that there isn't a written constitution. So, the most peculiar aspect of the British political system is that there isn't a written constitution.
And the answer to why is the opening of Parliament done in the House of Lords is: the Queen is not allowed into the House of Commons. The Queen is not allowed into the House of Commons.
And finally, which of the two houses has more legislative power?
But ultimately, the ultimate legislative power is with the House of Commons.
So it's the House of Commons. Now let's move on to the sketch.
Sarah, wait a minute. Do you think, tell me please, seriously, do you think that I look like an important politician?
Can I lie?
But do I look like the next Prime Minister?
Can I lie?
Well, you do it quite well in the sketch.
Well, but that's because I'm a professional politician there.
Let's see if that's true.
And finally, I have the pleasure of announcing that this cabinet has reduced government spending by £100 million.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition has the floor.
Thank you, Your Honour. You, Madam Prime Minister, do not govern this country well, but at least you do it cheaply. Congratulations.
Well, I understand I have been congratulated by the Honourable Member of the Opposition on fulfilling our electoral promises.
Which of them? You promised jobs for the unemployed, jobs for young people, jobs for women.
Even jobs for politicians.
Of course. The only way to create jobs is to reduce government spending.
I'd like you to hear what the Prime Minister said a year ago in her constituency. The only way to make British companies competitive is by reducing taxes. Now.
And I still think so. I promise I will never put up taxes, and when I say never, I mean just now.
Or unless it's absolutely necessary.
Well, of course.
You spoke about reducing taxes, not increasing them.
Will the Labour Party be willing to reduce taxes?
No, I didn't mean that. You can't have decent public services unless you're prepared to pay for them.
The opinion polls say that the public doesn't want higher taxes.
What the opinion polls say is that public wants better means of transportation, better schools, and better hospitals. And that's what they'll have if they vote for me. If I win the next general election, there'll be more social justice.
You shouldn't mix your ambition with your ideas. Just say that if you win, you will put up taxes.
I firmly believe that taxation is the price for being a member of a civilized society.
I firmly believe that people should spend their money when and where they wish.
Order, order. Parliament will adjourn until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Oh, they're having the end-of-term party at Michael's school. Can you go?
Oh, I have a cabinet meeting, darling. I don't think I can make it.
Then I'll have to go. Okay. Don't forget that we have to fill in our tax returns tonight. Mm-hmm. If we do it as a married couple, we'll pay less tax.
Okay. I'll see you at home.
I'll see you tonight. Goodbye, Iran.
Thank you. In politics and marriage, one sometimes has to choose between the lesser of two evils.
An interesting couple, Sarah. When one's in power, the other's in the opposition, and the other way round.
Well, couples like that could rule the world. It's time for a summary.
En esta unidad hemos aprendido a hacer preguntas en estilo indirecto, como por ejemplo, she asked me if the public wanted better hospitals. I asked her how she could reduce unemployment.
A utilizar distintos verbos en estilo indirecto. Por ejemplo, he refused to ask the Prime Minister about it. She promised not to put up taxes.
Y a indicar lo que no se comprende como estrategia de comunicación. What did he say? I couldn't hear the platform number.
So, as usual, after the summary, we have to say goodbye.
Why?
Because it's our duty.
Sarah, has no one ever told you the satisfaction you get when you don't do your duty?
Gary, say goodbye.
Well, your wish is my command, Prime Minister.
See you soon in the next program of That's English.
Goodbye, friends, and don't miss the next program.